Shalom, brothers and sisters. Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you from Yahuwah. He is our Father. And Yahusha, He is the Mashayah, the one that carries the burden of Yah, His voice, our High Priest, soon coming King. Hear, O Yeshua, Yahuwah, who is our mighty one. He is one. There is no other mighty one, brothers and sisters, than Yahuwah. And Yahusha is his voice. This is Brother Dawood coming to you again to ask another question. Are we to choose ancient Hebrew or modern Hebrew? Ancient Hebrew is called Abarya. So the answer to the question is we have to choose both. Or else, how do you check, try, and prove all things? When I was in the church, I had an audience with the Archbishop. I was his adjutant. And I asked him, why is there so many contradictions in the book? And he said, David, you're reading a translation. And I said, but I thought the book was infallible. He said, it's only infallible in its original form, the original text. He said it loses in translation. So the only way to check, try, and prove anything that you find in your book is to go back to the original text. Do you see the letters up top? See the one that looks like an O? That is A, Ba, Ra, Ya, Abarya. Abar is the name of our patriarch. They used to call him Eber. Do you see how different it is from this word Hebrew? Yes. Tell me something. They have a W at the end. Do you see that in the script anywhere? Why did they add a W? Well, the W erases the name that is above all names. Yah. This is their practice. And once you learn this skill, you're going to see what I'm trying to convey to you right now. Okay. This is the best chart that you can have today. It gives you all of the information you need for your translation, transliteration, and then your transcription. Let's go to the brown side. It says Ancient Semitic Hebrew. Okay? It's Shemitic, meaning from Shem. Do you know who's from Shem, brothers and sisters? You and I. Do you know who's not from Shem? The Jews. They claim Ashkenaz. Ashkenaz is from Yafet. So it's impossible that they are a Shemitic or even a Semitic people. So this ancient Shemitic Hebrew, as they call it, is a dialect from the region. You know, Africa and what they call the Middle East, but I call it Eastern Africa. Listen to me. That is the region in which this language was spoken. Okay. Look at the chart. Show you how old this language is. See, early, you have the pictographs. What is a pictograph? The pictograph is hieroglyphs. They communicated with hieroglyphs. And middle are the letters in which the Bible was translated from. And late, that is the language in which our ancestors who were brought here to the Americas and around the world in ships, that is the letter system in which they wrote from. How do I know that? They wrote it on the back of pews in the church. Then you come to the name. Now, these are not the letters. These are the names. They're trying to show you how this letter is used in a word. Let's start from the top to the bottom. El, bet, gam, dal, he, wa, zan, het, tet, yad, kaf, lam, mem, nun, sin, an, ga, pe, tsad, kup, resh, shin, ta. Those are all words. They're not the letter. You understand? Then it comes to the picture. It tells you what the picture means, or it tells you what the picture is. Then it tells you later on the next box the meaning of the picture. Then it gives you the sound. Come over to the orange. The orange is the modern Hebrew from the modern humans. They call themselves Jews. They use the letters, but they change things. They've changed pronunciations of certain letters. For example, if you come down to where we say wa, you come over to them, they say vav. What are they speaking? They're speaking a German, European dialect. So they changed the wa to a vav. Just come down a little lower from vav, and you're going to see yud. Yud. But in the ancient Shemitic Hebrew, or Abarya, it's yad. That means arm or open palm, a hand stretched out. They say yud. We say yad. So the chart tells you that once you come into the modern, things change a little bit. We don't want the modern. We are returning to the old way, which is the good way, so that we may find rest for our souls, and we can check on these modern humans. Then we have the Greeks. You have the ancient letters and their modern letters. And then you have the Latin. So you can check on everyone when you see this chart. Okay, so I was telling you before that the name, El, Bet, Gam, Dal, He, Wa, Zan, those are words to show you how the letter is used in the word. But these are the actual letters. Let's sing our little alphabet song. Abba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, he, te, ya, ka, la, me, na, sa, an, ge, pe, tsa, ku, re, sh, ta. Now we know our Abarya from A all the way to Ta. So the first letter is A, and the last letter is Ta. They would say that it is Aleph, Tav. It is A and Ta. They would say it means the first and the last. Does it mean that? Not according to the pictograph. The A represents an ox head, right? Strong, power, leader. To put it in one word, mighty. And the Ta represents two sticks. Two sticks. Two olive trees. The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. Listen to me. This whole book called the Bible is written for and about one group of people, the children of Yisrael, and no one else. It shows our triumphs and it shows our failures. So when you say A and Ta, it means the mighty sticks, the children of Yisrael, the northern kingdom, and the southern kingdom. Okay, now I want you to see something else. A, there's two A sounds in this alphabet. A and An. Then you have two H sounds. Ha and He. Then you have three T sounds. Te, Tsa, and Ta. Then you have two S sounds. Sa and Sh. And we have our vowels. There are three. The first vowel, A, can be pronounced in two ways. A or E. A or E. Those are your two vowels for the first letter. And your next vowel is a Wa. And the last vowel is Ya. This vowel is the most important vowel of them all. It represents the name that is above all names. You see this language here? Abarya is the language of the heavens. He who is seated upon the throne has his own letter in Abarya. In your transliterations or your translations, never delete Ya or add another letter to it like, or pronunciation like Ye or Yo or anything else. Leave it Ya, lest you become a co-defendant in erasing the name that is above all names. Parallel Hebrew Old Testament. This is the place in which you go to check, try, and prove all things. It's a magnificent site. Look, you have the modern Hebrew. They'll show you that up top. They'll show you the Paleo Hebrew, our language. The forgotten language. It's not being spoken today that we know of. Maybe someplace deep in Africa, they may still speak this language, but I don't think so. Because this language has been blotted out by the Europeans. hmm The language that you hear today, they call it Hebrew. That's modern Hebrew. That's Yiddish. No one speaks this language today. If you hear one of these brothers or someone on the internet say that they speak Hebrew, do not believe that. They do not. And one of these days I'm going to show you why they don't speak Hebrew. But look, in the Paleo Hebrew, you see our Father's name there. See a circle? The top one. And the second one is Al Masha. Look on the bottom, King James Version, circle. And Yahuwah spake unto Masha, saying, you see at the beginning of Masha, in the circle, it has all. What do you think that means? When we go to the chart, we know that the A represents the ox head, strong power leader, and the La is the shepherd staff. Okay, so let's see. Strong shepherd, powerful shepherd, the shepherd that leads, the mighty shepherd, Masha, saying, you understand? And look where it says Hebrew transliterated. You see, they give you the names or the letters for their transliteration. They don't put the vowels most of the time in between. Sometimes they do, but most times they don't. Look at Yahuwah. It is YHVH. What happened to the Y? Where did the V come from? It's called Yiddish. It's a German dialect. A V does not belong anywhere in Hebrew. So just like I told you, no one is speaking Abarya. And this is why you have to learn this. It's going to be a simple lesson. You're going to comprehend this very easily. Do you see the name that is circled there? There's 6 letters. It is pronounced Yahushua. But let's look at their transliteration. H3091. Ye ho suwa. Pronunciation Ye ho shuwa. You got me? Now look at root word etymology from H3068 and H3467. H3068 is the name that is above all names, Yahuwah. And H3467 is Yasha, salvation, saves, saving. So you take Yahu and you take the Shah from the Yasha, you put them together in this compound name or word, and it is Yahu Shah. Where did they get Yahushua? Come down to variant spellings. Listen, you have to learn how to read, right? Variant spellings. They're saying that they're going to give you different spellings for this word or this name. The first one has 6 letters, and the second one has 5 letters. Which one is it? The KJV translation count total 218 times. The KJV translates Strong's H3091 in the following manner: Joshua, 218 times. Brother Dawood. Yes. They just told us that his name was Yahushua. But in the book they put Joshua. That is correct. They're telling you right here. They did not transliterate this name. They translated this name. In the process of translation, they could give you anything. It is up to the one who is researching and studying to check, try, and prove all things. If you don't, they will give you whatever they please. And you were not concerned with what they gave you. So you accepted this name that has replaced the name that is above all names. What name is that? Yah. Who? Shah. What does that mean? Yahuwah is salvation. What does Yahushua mean? Yahuwah cried for help. Which one would you choose? So we checked the Paleo Hebrew before 585 years before the Messiah came on the earth. This would be in your book, Joshua, chapter 1, verse 1. Look at the circles that have 3 letters. That is Ma, Shah. Now look at the next one. I don't know if you can call it a circle. I don't know what you call it. But the long one, it has all in the beginning. What does that mean again? Mighty shepherd, strong shepherd, the shepherd that leads. Yeah. Then he gives you the name. How many letters do you see there? Is there 5 or 6? 5. 218 times. 5 letters. Where did the variant spelling come from? From the Jews. Okay, so what are the letters? Yah, Ha, Wa, Sh, An. You know what we used to say back in the days? Yah, Hey, Wa, Shin, Ayin. Do you remember that? We were actually spelling it out with words. Now we're just using the letters to spell it out the correct way. What would it be? Yahusha. The mighty shepherd, Yahusha. Who is this referring to? The prototype. The one who is likened unto our soon coming king. They call him in our book Joshua. His name was Husha. Masha added a Yah, 1 letter, to Husha, and it became Yahusha. What does it mean? Yahuwah is salvation. He said, I've come in my Father's name, and you won't receive me. There's going to be another come in his own name, Jesus Christ. Him you will receive. We have proven through the old text, the original text, as far back as we can go to prove a thing, that Yahushua, Yahshua, all of the other variant spellings, Jesus, none of them are the name that is above all names. So if you think that you're calling on that name, Yahshua or Yahushua, and you think you have it right, you still have it wrong. Why do you have it wrong? Because you did not check, try, and prove all things. Well, what if the person doesn't have the ability to check, try, and prove all things? That is the reason for this lesson, so that you can be self-sufficient. Don't be afraid to do it. What, are you afraid that you're going to make a mistake? Mistakes are good if you're able to correct them. You must be able to correct yourself. We're trying to revive the meanings of these words from an ancient text that has been totally forgotten, pushed into the back burner. Basically, most people don't even know that this script exists. The only one they know is this modern Hebrew. Here's the link: www.hebrewoldtestament.com, index.htm. You go there, you open up one window. While you have that window open, you open up another window in the Google machine, and you go to your blue letter Bible, type in whatever scripture passage that you want to check. Then you're going to click the little square, the strong box. Make sure there's a check mark in there. You'll know when there's a check mark because all of the H numbers or all of the G numbers will show up. And then you go back and forward. You see what it says in blue letter in the modern script, and you go back and you check it in the Hebrew Old Testament. Abarya, Old Testament. If you have any questions, come to dawoodbinyashiyahu@outlook.com. I'm there to help you. Sometimes it takes a little while. Pretty busy these days, answering multiple questions, but I will get back to you. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 9. Listen what the prophet is telling you. This is the last days, when he's coming to gather us. For then I will return to the people a pure language, that they may call upon Hashem of Yahuwah. Isn't it something that the name is Ha-Shem, from Shem, meaning it's Abarya. It's a language. The language of the heavens. He's going to return to us a pure language so that we may call upon the name of Yahuwah. Remember all of the different designations that I've given you? Yahuwah Alayak, Yahuwah Alayanu, Yahuwah Alayakam, Yahuwah Alua. We've learned all of these things from going back to the Hebrew Old Testament. To serve him with one consent. can't wait for that day. I'm not going to learn Hebrew, how to speak it, from the Jews, from the Israelite brothers, or any of those people. Our brothers are going to be in the promised land. The Mashayah will be there. They will teach us how to speak this pure language. I will inundate myself. I want to speak the language that comes from the heavens. It is pure. It is perfect. It is without flaw until you add another influence, until someone comes to translate it. As you saw, they did not transliterate. They translated. In translation, you can give a person anything that you want them to have. But it's your responsibility to go behind them and check. It's not to be left up to me. It's left up to you. Because you also have to check on me. You are only to follow me as I follow Yah. How do you know if I'm following Yah if you don't check, test, try, and prove everything that I say? So I'm giving you the tools, not just to check on everyone else, but also to check on me. Shalom.